Hey everyone, it's Henry. We're gonna try to record the week of astrology yet again. Um, Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. It's always good to have you here, and I enjoy doing this kind of thing. Well, as you can see, there's a good election today for mercurial stuff. So, I thought I'd try to get the word out again about this week and what we could expect to see. Um, One of the big things that I didn't account for before was, well, I'll start here. The sun's making the T-square to the nodes this next couple weeks, it looks like. Kind of just in the orb of it. So we're already seeing it. So wherever you have Sagittarius in your chart, wherever you have Gemini in your chart, these themes are definitely going to come out. It's going to be, I feel like, very personal, and it's like one of those things that just makes you see astrology is real. Like, it's I don't want to be dealing with these problems. I do want to be going where I'm going with my North Node side of it, but oh my goodness. So wherever you have the South Node in your chart, in your natal chart, I would expect there's some difficulty, just some darkness. Like for me, it's my house, so there's all this construction going on. I really have no control over it. It's like it's just like the energy just got kind of trashed around my whole house. And I feel like the sun's really putting a lot of light on both sides of that. And that's the 10th house for me, the North Node. That's career, public office, so to speak. What you do for the public. And I'm definitely working on that. And Saturn's in the 6th for me, so kind of getting into the routine of doing this the right way is sort of challenging and difficult experience sometimes to be learning about in the way that Saturn can do. So that's my spiel about all these North Node placements. The Mercury's all connected up in here. The Moon's all connected with it. So it's our passing circumstance, but it's fateful. It's leading us in the direction that we're meant to go. So let's see. So I guess we'll get into the transiting. Let me mess with this real quick. Okay. Well, we'll get into the calendar of it. So today is a good day for just doing those Mercury themes. Mercury is going to pass the ecliptic. It's the other thing I wanted to talk about that I've learned. Sorry that I'm jumping around, but Mercury is going to pass over the ecliptic going south, where Jupiter and Saturn have already crossed. Mercury went south and then it went back up. I guess we'll just look at it real quick. This is the path of Mercury. The Mercury Jupiter Saturn conjunction on the 10th there. We were all kind of reeling from the Mercury Pluto thing. If we just even go back a little bit, yeah, you can see that Mercury Pluto with the riot situation and so on. Mercury went up. Let me zoom back out. Up north of the ecliptic, and then he started moving backwards. So we're about to come back it's like Mercury is just about to hit the landing strip, so to speak, with Jupiter and all these possibilities, these things we're hoping for the future, these things where we're expanding in our 10th house area of our life and our 6th house area of our life, and I believe our 2nd house area of life. Well, that's for me. It's going to be whatever trigon you have it in. It's just what's on my mind. So Mercury will pass the ecliptic and make the conjunction to Jupiter on the 4th. And that's really the big transit this week. Other than the sun will cross on this day, the sun will make the T-square to the nodes at about 7:30 in the afternoon. So right here, the sun is T-square nodes. So there's a lot of like intersectionality that has to come about, or intersectioning of these planetary energies within the wisdom of God to do all this new stuff. And so it's like we're on the axis of like where we've been versus where we're going. It really seems to be what this week's about. And oh my goodness. So let's get back to the moon transiting astrology. I think that's everything I wanted to mention that I hadn't considered before. Okay. And of course, Mercury on Wednesday. Okay, we'll get to that when we get to that. Let's just jump over to the chart. So on Monday, today, the moon goes through all these trines. I guess I can't turn that off. Anyway. So the moon goes through this pretty nice territory today. It's expansive. It's could be over the top. It could be really fun. It could be communicating about a lot of different stuff. Like Mercury is having to go to the fullest limit of his expansion with Jupiter here. These ideas, there's so many different ideas and possibilities. And things that are expansive connected to Mercury and Jupiter. Wish I could explain it better. I'm just not that good enough yet. It's okay though, we're getting there. It's a process. Mercury is a process. But Mercury is finishing up this cycle and really is going to start moving forward in the longitudinal way around the zodiac until he gets into Gemini for his next retrograde later on this year. So I would expect things to really be moving forward here coming on up. And Mercury's going to align to the North Node. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of possibility for forward movement with this. But, emotionally, it looks like we're still dealing with the difficulty of this year, so good opportunity to communicate. And it's just like fateful communication connected with the past, with the future, with where we're meant to go and how we're going to get there. So moving on to Wednesday, Mercury square Venus, some potentiality for misunderstandings, going a little bit too far. You probably want to look at the monthly transiting video for that, reading of Robert Hand's book for that, but in general, just like watch what you say. I mean, we are moving forward, but we're picking up on the value that we had at the last year. I don't know what else to say about it. We're just kind of doing some diligent work on this day, and it just really looks all over the place to me. It's hard for me to really still kind of say anything about it. But Mars will go into Gemini and make the alignment to the 0 degree of Aries, which is good. Mars is connected to Saturn of last year in this, so Mars was connected to Saturn by the square to Capricorn during January 6th, so it just looks like there's just the potential for it to just go way over the top in a violent way. So I would be careful and just mind your own business on this day as Mars goes into a next sign. I think we can still get business done, but expect difficulties, expect delays. On one level, the moon is connected to the sun by the trine, which is really nice, but people might be extra sensitive, and I'm just gonna try to stay in a humble state of mind all day this day, it looks like, for me. So on Thursday, March the 4th, the moon will trine to Neptune. So we're seeing, we're picking up on things intuitively. It's very sensitive, intuitive, deep perceiving time. It's emotionally sensitive. We're still dealing with these themes. Wherever you're seeing the North and the South node come up really strong right now, this theme is going to be built all the way through Friday before it even starts to come back. So definitely use your personal energy to do the work that needs to get done with the wisdom of God in that, because the way we are working is changing over. The moon is in Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. Mercury is connected to that. Mercury is ruling where Mars is now. So Mercury and Jupiter are mingling, so to speak, in a way that's really connected. But it's at odds. Mercury and Jupiter are kind of the opposite. Jupiter's really huge, really big, really expansive. The spaces that he likes to move through are very ultimate, so to speak. Mercury works better with limits, and I feel like there's some, with Saturn in the mix and being in Aquarius and connected to the North Node, there's a way to compromise those two things in a really powerful way. It's just, I think we'll be just at the beginning of discovering what that is on the 4th here, as we pick on that emotionally with the moon in Sagittarius. But the South Node is in Sagittarius, so we're picking up on these themes of wherever the South Node is in your chart. It's just there's the light's there, the energy's there. It's just how it is. But it looks like we can kind of multitask with Mars in Gemini, and we can start to feel really what we're working towards. We can really start to get out of a slump and work towards something for the future. Really connected to our future for this year and for the years to come. So let's go back over the chart. What else do I see? Some difficulty with the moon and Mercury. It's Mercury Pisces of last year. Mercury of this year is connected to Jupiter exactly on that day. Moon is in. So if you can sort of figure that out for yourself, how that all fits. Like I said, Jupiter ruling where the moon is, Mercury ruling where Mars is now. They're conjunct, connected to the North Node in Gemini and in Sagittarius. So there's a very big, I don't want to say confrontation, but these things that we've been seeing the pieces of for a while, they all sort of start to come together, and we're able to take action in this new way, and related to where we've been building up this attention and energy and focus for a while now, the North Node and the South Node. So it looks like we can use our ability to communicate to to make the compromise between like these big things. We can use Mercury to deal with these south node, north node polarities as um, he makes the connection to the north node there and the south node, of course. All right, all right. So on the 5th, the sun does perfect the square to the north node. The moon squares Venus. The moon conjoins the south node. The moon squares the sun. So I mean, it's a critical moment of awareness around the south node issue. It really has to, like, the awareness has to come there, and just open up to it. Just let go. I think let go and have the conversations that you need to have. Pray the prayers you need to pray. Just be in it, and I think we will be really happy with what comes about later on when the sun comes into a better harmony with the nodes of the sun and the moon. So when we come to Saturday, Saturday's kind of a void of course moon day, so it looks like we might be kind of drained from that. Looks like we just I feel like this day might show up more in individual charts because there's just not much going on with the moon. The energies you're picking up on emotionally are going to be more related to you probably than the world context. So kind of an in-between day. That sun sextile Venus aspect is there. It's nice. It looks nice. It looks like we can see try to see the good in the situation, I think, and we'll let go. Because by the time we get to the next day, the moon will go into Capricorn and make the connection to Uranus. So we can really pick up on, these changes in our values that we've been experiencing and relating those really well to the way we want to kind of go line after line with our work and the way we want to I want to say just kind of get things done, but it looks like there's some sweetness that's possible because Venus is ruling where Uranus is. The moon is picking up on Uranus as well, and Venus is sextile Uranus. So let's look at that. That's probably a really nice looking system there. Yeah, right. So there's some niceness with it. It adds more joy, I think, to what could otherwise be sort of a boring day. So sort of exciting. So we come into the 8th, and this is the day we have those two transits of Mars to Mercury and Sun to Neptune. And I kind of want to ask you to make of that what you will. We're picking up on some of this uncomfortability with the new way we want to act, and kind of how Mercury is this year is not really helping with that. So I think, and is going to be pretty close to where Mercury is for the annual revolution this year too. So kind of feel it out, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look easy. And the moon is applying to Pluto, so both before and after that can get sort of like not fun or otherwise very serious and connected to the way that our flesh wants to like worry about things. believe God, trust God, seek the wisdom of God, and He will give it to you. Amen. So, I don't know if I really see anything else. There's a lot of changes of energy that happen this week, especially around Mars, Mercury, and negotiating this stuff around the North and the South node. And I'm glad I made this video now because I wasn't really looking at these systems of energy, and they're a pretty big deal at this point. So, okay, you all. I hope you have a good week. I hope that was at least somewhat helpful to you and interesting to listen to. I want to say in general, the better days out of this week are probably Sunday. I know that's the end of the week. Today, tomorrow, in the morning, I think we're gonna run into some difficulty and just a need to get the work done despite the difficulties we're having relating around this north-south node thing that you've got going on. We've all got going on in some level. But the message does reach Jupiter on Thursday, and the Mercury does move past the ecliptic on Wednesday. So there might be a struggle around values relative to Mercury on Wednesday, but it's all a process of us kind of getting back into a normal kind of everyday workflow, it seems like. And I think that'll come more with Aries sun that time. I think that's where we'll see it. Because the sun and Saturn will be in this better alignment with the nodes. So we'll be ready to face the challenges more, and I think that'll really come out starting on the 3rd here. So just get ready for a change in activity. Be prepared for some difficult emotional environment, and just believe, have faith, and we'll get into some better times. So thanks for listening. I hope it's been good. I hope you stay encouraged and all that good stuff. Blessings to you in Jesus' name. Amen.